Welcome to Tansson TV Plus. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mom.
Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yep, thank you for joining us.
Yes, we always love doing this. And Mom, how's your day going thus far?
I am doing just fine. Brandon, how are you doing?
All is well here.
That sounds good, Brandon. Are you ready to talk about another episode of S.H.I.E.L.D?
Mom, I sure am.
This is episode 13 called Tracks. This is one your brother was excited for me to see.
Yes, and this one, we moved into a new month, Mom. We're in February 4th of 2014 now.
Oh, that sounds great. We're moving on up, aren't we, Brandon?
Sure are.
Alrighty. And this particular episode, just very, very brief synopsis. The whole team is on a train. They're kind of looking for a package and they're trying to see where this package is going to go. That's basically, in essence, the beginning of the episode. The second part of the episode, I'm going to let us kind of talk it through.
Well, that sounds good to me, Mom.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead, Brandon. I'm going to let you lead.
Well, since I feel that, as we've been discussing a little bit after watching the episode, is I feel the beginning of the episode and the very end of the episode give off two completely different tones from each other.
They're two very completely different tones. When you asked me previously in the last episode about whether or not there was anything that kind of shocked me for Shield, and previously, I said there were some things here and there that kind of surprised me, but there wasn't really a complete shock. This is the first time that I actually had a shock. So, in essence, it was a really good episode, although it was one that kind of made you think a little bit. It was a good episode in the fact that it had some drama in there, had some heartbreak. There were just different turns that happened with the storyline.
Yeah, there definitely were quite a bit of turns and pivots and a lot of perspectives in this episode.
Yeah, there were. They really were.
But since, like I said, there's two different sort of segments of this episode, I'm going to start off with speaking about that first part.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Brandon.
So, Mom, overall, what was your thought about that first half of the episode, give or take?
All right. So the audience will know that at the beginning of the first part of the episode, the whole team was on a train. That was not a secret at all. They were on a train. They were going somewhere. But the bigger thing is they were looking for this package or suitcase, and they needed to kind of follow it. And so, but what they did, which is different in this episode, is that they showed the same scene from almost everybody's point of view. And so you saw, kind of like Groundhog Day, you saw the same thing relived a few times. And so, which is interesting to see how where people thought they were and what they were really doing, and how people helped each other, but they didn't realize they were helping each other. So it was interesting to watch to see how they kind of, even though they were all at the same place, they were doing something a little different.
Yeah, it definitely was interesting. Going through those various perspectives. But I'll have to say that, out of the S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes we've seen thus far, and for me, having seen the whole series, I will say that that first half of the episode, with how many times I've seen various scenes, I have practically have memorized that first portion of the episode, and I'll say it's a fun first half of the episode.
Yeah, it is, and that's that's what makes the big dichotomy toward the end of it. But yes, the first part of the episode was, it was adventurous, and so, but it was fun to watch somewhat. So you could watch it and kind of giggle a little bit, and you could see how things kind of happen from a different point of view.
Yeah, it definitely was, and we got to see a little bit of a guest star for Marvel.
Yeah, we did. We saw Stan Lee.
Yeah, and so, were you expecting to see him within the series?
No, not at all. I was not expecting him at all.
But yeah, I definitely love how he was brought in. There weren't really any per se hints that he was going to be there, but I love his scene with him, Coulson, and Simmons as she's doing her rehearsed improv.
Yes, yeah, yeah. But it was nicely done.
But yeah, and personally, speaking of that, What were your thoughts about Simmons taking that different perspective? We've seen her within these past several episodes throughout the series thus far, very much fail at being, I guess, in the moment. Everything has to be planned and studied, and so now she's able to lie efficiently, but with a whole backstory planned out, script word by word.
Yeah, I think even Colson kind of mentioned that was a little too much, but it was fun to watch because it was an entertaining scene.
Yeah, and I will actually have to re-show you that scene because if you actually look closely enough, you can see Clark Gregg, who plays Coulson, actually sort of lip saying the some of the words of Simmons' speech.
Oh, you're right. I did not pick that up.
But yeah, I nevertheless I know my brother who loves that scene. Was that truly has it memorized. But going forward a bit, we have Agent May telling Grant Ward that she already told Coulson all about their relationship.
Yeah, and so the look on his face was actually kind of fun to watch. Yeah, so well, I guess the good thing is it's out in the open now.
Yeah, it definitely is. The question is was that a I guess a continuous thing or was that we at least I think heavily implied that it's been more than once, but the question is it ongoing? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm getting the impression it's a little bit more ongoing, just because she made a point of mentioning it to Colson.
But yeah, and Coulson really doesn't care to discuss the topic.
No, he doesn't, not at all.
And and yeah, but we also get to see the dynamic of Fitz and Sky, and we don't oftentimes see the both of them. I mean, together by themselves.
No, you're right. We don't see them together, so it was kind of fun to watch them together. There I will say that for Fitz and Simmons, they're both growing to me as characters. They because I think I mentioned before when they were first introduced, the first couple episodes, to me they were the same person, meaning same personality and everything like that.
But yeah, I definitely like that. Yeah, I think after those, I guess, solo episodes for the both of them, that you're now able to see both of them in their own personalities, and you notice that they're separated more.
Yeah, they are separated more, and now their names are mentioned a little bit more. Their first names, rather.
Yeah, I mean, I think last episode was one of the first times you even got to hear Fitz's full name.
Yeah, I don't think they ever said Fitz's full name. I kind of thought Fitz was his first name. So yes, it's very surprising.
But yeah, so now we officially know a little bit more as to who or what Leopold Fitz and Jim and Simmons are.
Yes, we do. We do.
But we also got to see, to make a little bit of a connection, we did get to see another familiar face.
We did. We did. We saw, for those of you who watched General Hospital, we saw one of the characters from there. Okay. Yes. For those of you who watched General Hospital, we got to see Sidwell, and he shocked both of us because he was basically the same character.
Yes, he definitely was. I will say that the actor Carlo Rota, that he practically plays the same character in so many different things, but it's always such a pleasant surprise to see him.
It is. It is. It is. Even though he played the bad guy again. So yes, he is.
Yes, and then as another connection, he had also played a similar role when we discussed the first episode of True Lies.
I do remember that. I do because we were once more shocked to see him there.
And if I have to think about it, on both Shield and True Lies, he was more so in this one than True Lies, but he was first introduced as sort of like a background person that you're not supposed to pay attention to, who supposedly has no like evil doings before before being revealed as being a bad guy, and then ultimately not making it past the episode.
Yep, it seemed like it was just like True Lies. So yes, same type of character. So I guess that means we will catch him in something else.
Oh, I'm definitely sure of it, and so yeah, it's definitely fun being able to see that first half of the episode, and so going into that second half, like at what point did you realize that something a little bit more serious is going to happen in this episode?
When Sky was alone in the building, Sky was going. He went. Sky went into a building, which she probably shouldn't have done. She went alone, and she went down to the basement. And most characters, when they go to a basement by themselves, things kind of happen to them. And so, yes, and something did happen to her while she was in the basement.
Yeah, and like, were you shocked, or did you think that was going to happen? Or, I mean, I know that we oftentimes say that, as you were saying on the episode of The Bridge about 2 episodes ago, that, oh, Colson's going to be fine. Nothing's going to happen to him. But what about now in Sky?
Sky, I still say the same thing. Sky will be fine. But I think it was just so shocking to see that she actually was hurt, and the team did rally around her. They're very affected by the fact that she's hurt, and so you could tell that they all care for her. Even May looked pained.
Yeah, you can definitely see the whole team coming together. They were all in lockstep. And I don't know, to me, something feels like it shifted in Agent Ward.
Yeah, something shifted for all of them because they all were very affected by it.
Yeah, and so, like, how do you think the show or the characters will progress forward after this?
Well, I mean, they will. I think at this point in time, they know that she's someone that they're going to miss, and they really like her. So, I mean, progressing forward, I think it's just going to show more of that connection.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I mean, you will see more of uh, the connection and cohesiveness of the character. The question is, do you think this will be a for her recovery? She's able to. Do you think this is more of a like an off screen or on screen, or do you think it'll take some time? Or what are your thoughts? I truly don't even remember myself.
I give her an episode; they should be fine. She'll have some ramifications, of course, but I think give it an episode, she'll recover. We know that at the end of this episode, she was still not well. And so, like I said, I think next episode they'll kind of take her through the treatment process.
Yes, and I think what's a little bit different is whereas like when you saw the whole explosion on the bridge episode, you at least got to see a clip of Coulson leaving on that helicopter safely. Whereas for this one, it just it just ends.
Yeah, it's true. It does. It does just end. But she's with the people that she needs to be with at this time, meaning the whole team.
Yeah, and they do say that they need to. I mean, to go to not necessarily a hospital, like but like a shield facility or whatever for the recovery. And so, do you expect to see any returning characters or anything next episode?
Oh, that part I don't know. I'm not quite sure about that one. I will say that there was also something else that occurred during the same episode. We saw another character kind of pop in who has been in and out,
And who's that?
and that is Peterson. He was back again. They gave him another leg, I guess, or a portion of a leg. They gave him something, and so he, as right now, as far as we know, he has that little thing in his eye, and so he's taking orders from someone else. Um, I don't know if it's necessarily the clairvoyant per se at this point or someone higher. Others in there, the clairvoyant was missioned again, and so we know that they're taking orders from the clairvoyant. But I think if I remember correctly, Peterson's orders were not to touch anyone from S.H.I.E.L.D. at this time.
Yes, they did say that his orders are to not engage with Shield, but they did explicitly say it was a clairvoyant.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so it's the clairvoyant who's speaking. So now the big question for all of us is, who is the clairvoyant?
Do you have any thoughts or predictions? Too early to tell.
I think is that hand lady. That's just it's a prediction without seeing anything further. I just think it's the hand lady.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see if it is indeed Agent Victoria Hand that is in control. And what were your thoughts about, I guess, the villain of the episode, the returned Ian Quinn?
Well, Ian, he's just a villain. He's just your ultimate villain. So I think he was arrested if I remember correctly at the end. I think.
I think so, or at least taken into custody or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know those people in jail on a show like this don't stay there long, as evidenced by several of the attempts by different people. And so I'm sure Quinn will be back around again.
And I will say, so him attempting to take down Sky, do you think that shifted at all your thoughts about Ian Quinn?
Um, I don't know if it shifted any thoughts about it because he is a bad person. So I'm not sure what my thoughts are at this point.
Okay. I know for me that whereas I truly didn't remember much of anything about Ian Quinn going into this sort of rewatch for me, but I would say that the appearances that we've seen him, he's largely been more of a hands off, big picture kind of guy, and so to see him on a more personal level and seeing what he would do to Sky, I think for me more so shifts him from just being, just a villain to more of a someone's going to take him down.
Yeah. And then also, I'm so surprised he did that to Sky because I think they were together, if I remember correctly, in a previous episode.
If I remember correctly, I think they met because she broke into his party. I think something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. But they had conversations. So, as far as I know, they weren't dating. It was just conversations.
But yeah, I definitely think that was shocking. And Mom, I know I told you ahead of this episode that the show had taken a 2 week break, and so before this, we had an episode on January 14th. This episode is
Hmm.
February 4th, but now the one after this is all the way on March 4th.
Wow. Leaving the audience hanging. So it looks like we've got two things hanging. We've got Sky that's hanging, and then we also have Peterson who's hanging out there because he's been giving orders to do certain things, and we're not quite sure what exactly he's going to do next.
Yes, and they did give a new name to Mike Pearson at the end of the episode.
Oh yes, go ahead. Your brother talked about that.
Yes, so as we can see, as zoomed in, um, Mike Peterson is now Deathlock.
Yes, yes, and your brother even showed me a picture of what it looks like in the comics.
Yes, and so yeah. Do you think that we'll see Deathlock again?
I know we'll see him again.
But yeah, well, Mom, that sounds good. And the next episode is titled Tahiti.
Yeah, sounds a little bit like Coulson, but I know it has to do with Sky, or at least I would think so. All right, Brent, anything else you'd like to discuss?
I think for the most part, that's it. I did want to just mention, though, that while we mentioned today's connection, a few episodes ago, we did have another connection with a returning person.
And who is that?
Yeah, so Dr. Stryden that we saw that performed Coulson's surgery had returned from the first episode, uh, I believe 2 episodes ago, but he was also, the portrayal Ron Glass was also in Bernie Miller.
Yes, he was. He was. All right, we thank everybody for watching today.
We look forward to seeing you again next time.
All right, have a great day, everybody.
Bye.